Why nobody talks about the Mazda 6, but should. In the automotive world, some names dominate headlines: Mustang, Camry, Accord, Tesla. But beneath the noise and flash, there exists a quietly competent contender that deserves far more attention than it gets: the Mazda 6. Despite being one of the most well-rounded midsize sedans in the last decade, it often flies under the radar. With its elegant design, premium driving experience, and competitive pricing, the Mazda 6 isn't just another sedan. It's a statement car for those who value substance over flash. Before we dive further into the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our upcoming videos. The disappearing sedan segment. Another factor behind the Mazda 6's low profile was its subtle marketing approach. While Toyota and Honda poured resources into high-visibility campaigns, Mazda kept things modest, focusing more on refinement and driving feel than flashy ads. As a result, many consumers simply didn't know what the Mazda 6 offered. Its lack of powertrain variety also limited its reach. While competitors introduced hybrids, turbocharged engines, and all-wheel drive, the Mazda 6 stuck with a simpler setup, appealing more to driving enthusiasts than mainstream buyers. Even though it featured a premium interior and engaging handling, it didn't check all the boxes for a typical family sedan shopper. Additionally, Mazda's overall brand visibility in the US has always been lower compared to larger automakers. Without a major update or a new generation in its final years, the Mazda 6 faded into the background of a segment that itself was slowly disappearing. A design that rivals luxury brands. Mazda's code of design philosophy, translated loosely as soul of motion, gave the Mazda 6 a sense of presence rarely seen in non-luxury sedans. Its sleek profile, long hood, and refined curves suggested a much more expensive vehicle. In a lineup dominated by conservative styling, the Mazda 6 looked like it belonged next to BMWs and Audis rather than among its more mainstream peers. Interior quality further elevated that perception, from available Nappa leather upholstery to real wood trim in the signature model. The Mazda 6 offered an upscale environment at a non-luxury price. Driving dynamics that impressed the enthusiasts. Mazda has long been known as the enthusiast's brand. The MX-5 Miata is a sports car legend, and the same spirit found its way into the Mazda 6. It offered a rare combination in the midsize segment: sharp steering, a composed chassis, and a sense of connection between driver and machine. Even though it was front-wheel drive only, the Mazda 6 managed to feel balanced and engaging, especially in the Grand Touring and Signature trims equipped with a turbocharged 2.5-liter engine. With 250 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque on premium fuel, the turbo Mazda 6 was quick enough to thrill without compromising comfort. The value equation few consider. What makes the Mazda 6 even more compelling is the value it offered. At a time when midsize sedans often approached or exceeded $35,000 when loaded with options, the Mazda 6 Signature trim, with premium features, turbocharged power, and top-tier materials, often came in under that figure. It offered luxury-level amenities such as ventilated seats, adaptive cruise control, head-up display, and premium audio without the badge markup. It was a car that offered more than its price tag suggested, and that should have been enough to draw buyers away from the mainstream choices. Tech without the gimmicks. While some automakers overloaded their vehicles with touchscreens, voice assistants, and subscription-based features, Mazda took a more minimalist and intuitive approach. The Mazda 6 featured an 8-inch infotainment system controlled primarily through a rotary dial, much like BMW's iDrive system. Some criticized it for not having the flashiest tech, but fans appreciated the safety and simplicity of its layout. It also supported Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which covered the bases for most users without overcomplicating the experience. A sedan with real personality. Unlike many sedans that merely aim to blend in, the Mazda 6 had a distinct personality. It wasn't trying to be everything to everyone, and that was its charm. It appealed to those who cared about the feel of the drive, the aesthetics of the cabin, and the subtle joys of craftsmanship. It didn't try to match Honda's practicality or Toyota's reputation. It forged its own path. That made it harder to market on paper, but infinitely more rewarding to drive. The turbocharged edge that could have dominated. The 2.5-liter Skyactiv G turbo engine, introduced in later models, gave the Mazda 6 the boost it needed to take on sportier competitors. While the base engine was adequate for everyday driving, the turbocharged variant transformed the Mazda 6 into a legitimate sports sedan. With a 0 to 60 miles per hour time around 6.4 seconds and strong mid-range torque, it felt quick in real-world driving. It was smoother and more refined than many rivals, thanks to Mazda's focus on tuning for linear power delivery. It wasn't built to dominate the drag strip. It was engineered for confident, engaging performance on real roads. Despite its performance gains, the turbocharged Mazda 6 didn't attract the recognition it deserved. The lack of all-wheel drive and a more aggressive design may have held it back in a market shifting toward bold, performance-styled vehicles. Still, for those who appreciated driving dynamics, it remained one of the most rewarding sedans available. The case for a comeback. Though Mazda officially discontinued the Mazda 6 in the US, rumors have persisted about its return. Whispers of a new rear-wheel drive platform, paired with an inline-6 engine, have surfaced in recent years. If true, that would be a bold step, one that could reposition the Mazda 6 as a true sport luxury sedan. Whether Mazda pursues that path remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the nameplate still holds value and credibility among enthusiasts and critics alike. If brought back with the right formula, it could be the car that redefines the midsize segment once again. Why the public overlooked it? Part of the Mazda 6 invisibility stems from Mazda's relatively modest marketing budget. Without the aggressive ad campaigns of Toyota or Honda, the Mazda 6 never had the spotlight it deserved. Dealerships often pushed SUVs like the CX-5 instead, which were more profitable and aligned with consumer trends. And in a segment where practical concerns often outweigh passion, the emotional appeal of the Mazda 6 sometimes fell on deaf ears. But for those who drove it, it often became a best-kept secret, one they were reluctant to part with. Owner satisfaction was always high. Despite lower sales numbers, the Mazda 6 consistently received high praise from owners. Reviewers on platforms like Edmunds and Car and Driver frequently noted its blend of elegance, performance, and refinement. It won multiple awards for reliability and safety. Its resale value remained solid, especially in higher trims. Owners appreciated the car's quiet cabin, high-quality finishes, and the fact that it never felt like a compromise. The loyalty it inspired was deep, even if the brand itself didn't always command mass-market attention. Better than its reputation suggests. In truth, the Mazda 6 was almost too good for its segment. It outclassed rivals in ways that didn't show up on spreadsheets, through design, dynamics, and driver engagement. While Camry and Accord buyers often chose based on reputation or practicality, Mazda 6 buyers made a more deliberate choice. They were the ones who wanted something different, something with soul. In that sense, the car succeeded on a deeper level, creating a connection that outlasted the car itself. A cult classic in the making. As time passes and fewer new Mazda 6 remain on the road, it may gain recognition as a cult classic. Like the Acura TL Type S or Saab 9-5 Aero before it, the Mazda 6 could find a second life among enthusiasts and collectors who appreciate its balance of style and substance. Clean examples, especially those with turbo engines and signature trims, could hold or even gain value over time as more people realize what they missed. Its scarcity may become its strength. Mazda's brand mission and the future of fun cars. Mazda isn't just about building vehicles, it's about building vehicles people love to drive. In an era increasingly dominated by autonomous tech, giant infotainment screens, and electrified platforms, Mazda stands as a brand that still cares about the joy of driving. That DNA was embedded deeply in the Mazda 6. Whether or not it returns in a future form, it set a precedent for what a mid-size sedan can be when passion guides the design. It proved that you don't need to wear a luxury badge to offer a luxury experience, and that driving fun shouldn't be reserved for sports cars alone. Final thoughts. Remembering what matters in a car. The automotive industry often follows trends, and in recent years, that's meant a tidal wave of SUVs and electric vehicles. But amid this evolution, cars like the Mazda 6 remind us that sedans still matter. They can be elegant without being expensive, thrilling without being impractical, and luxurious without being ostentatious. The Mazda 6 may not have topped sales charts, but it set a benchmark for how a car can quietly do everything right. Maybe that's why nobody talked about it, because those who knew didn't need to say a word. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like these, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our upcoming videos. See you next time.